Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a truly beautiful day to sit down, pour a fresh cup of coffee, and talk about our favorite folks in Port Charles. We always love sharing these moments with you, and the news we have today is just so special. Let us dive right into the heartwarming updates we have all been waiting for. Heavens to Betsy, the wait is finally over. For months now, the rumor mill has been spinning faster than a tumbleweed in a windstorm about Dean Geyer joining the cast of General Hospital. We have been sitting on the edge of our seats, wondering when we would finally get to see this handsome young man grace our television screens. Well, the official air date has just been revealed, and I am simply over the moon to share all these wonderful details with you. It feels like we have been waiting for a month of Sundays, but the official word is out, and it is bringing a mighty big smile to my face. The anticipation has been building up so much that you could practically cut the excitement in the air with a butter knife. Mark your calendars in big red ink, ladies, because Monday, July 13th is going to be a day for the history books. This is not just any regular Monday in Port Charles. This specific episode marks the monumental 16,000th episode of our beloved daytime drama. Just let that sink in for a moment. 16,000 episodes. Think about all the tears we have shed, the laughter we have shared, and the breathtaking moments we have witnessed over the decades. It is a testament to the enduring magic of the stories that have kept us company through thick and thin. Celebrating such a massive milestone is a joy in itself, but the folks behind the scenes have decided to make this particular summer day even more unforgettable by packing it full of surprises that will surely tug right at our heartstrings. On this historic day, we will officially welcome Dean Geyer in the brand new role of Tristan Roberts. Now, I know many of us have been so curious about who exactly this Tristan is going to be. When a new face comes to town, it always stirs up a pot of questions. Will he be a friend or a foe? Will he bring peace or stir up a whole mess of trouble? While the details are still being kept under lock and key, just knowing that Dean is stepping into this world gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling. He has a charm about him that I just know is going to translate beautifully onto the screen. It is always a treat to see fresh talent breathing new life into the town, bringing new energy and new stories for us to get invested in as we fold our laundry or sit down for a quiet afternoon rest. But here is the part that truly brings a tear to my eye and makes my heart swell with pure emotion. The character of Tristan is a direct, loving tribute to the late, incredibly talented actor Tristan Roberts, who brought the legendary WSB agent Robert Scorpio to life for so many years. Losing Mr. Rogers last summer was a heavy blow to all of us who felt like we knew him personally. He was a staple in our living rooms, a heroic figure who always knew how to save the day with a twinkle in his eye and a clever quip on his lips. His final appearance on our screens in July of 2025 was a bittersweet farewell to a man who gave us so much joy. Naming this new character Tristan is such a beautiful, respectful way to honor a man who left an indelible mark on the legacy of the show. When I think back on Robert Scorpio, I remember a man who was the very definition of a dashing hero. He was a super spy, always deeply tied to the World Security Bureau, and he had this undeniable magnetism that kept us glued to the television set. Because of this rich history, it makes perfect sense to wonder if this new Tristan Roberts might just be a WSB agent himself. Oh, would that not be something truly special? To see a new generation stepping into those very big, very important shoes. It would be a wonderful nod to the past while steering us right into an exciting future. Time will eventually reveal all his secrets, but I cannot help but hope that he carries a little bit of that brave, adventurous spirit that made Robert Scorpio so incredibly beloved by generations of faithful viewers. As if the debut of a new character and a tribute to a legend were not enough to make our hearts skip a beat, the July 13th episode is delivering another massive gift. Our dear Jason Morgan, played by the wonderful Steve Burton, is making his grand return in this very same episode. Lord have mercy, when I heard that news, I nearly dropped my coffee cup. Jason is the steady rock of Port Charles, the man dressed in black who always stands by his loved ones, no matter the cost. Having Jason back on the canvas is like welcoming home a family member who has been away for far too long. His presence alone shifts the entire dynamic of the town, and combining his return with the 16,000th episode and Tristan's debut guarantees that this will be an explosive, can't-miss hour of television. Now, let us talk about matters of the heart, because what is a soap opera without a little romance and a whole lot of drama? The brilliant head writers, Elizabeth Corte and Chris Van Etten, have been dropping little breadcrumbs about what we can expect this summer, and they hinted at something mighty interesting regarding Tristan and our very own Britt Westbourne. Kelly Thibault plays Britt with such vulnerability and fire, and it sounds like she and Tristan are going to have a rather bumpy start. You know how it goes in Port Charles. The people who start out rubbing each other the wrong way often end up falling the hardest for one another. A rocky beginning is practically a recipe for a passionate romance down the line, and I am so here to watch those sparks fly. Poor Britt has been through the ringer when it comes to love. The rumors have been swirling that her romance with Jason Morgan might be hitting a brick wall and falling apart. If that is true, my heart just aches for her. She has tried so hard to find her happily ever after, only to have the rug pulled out from under her time and time again. She deserves someone who will look at her and see the strong, beautiful, complex woman she is. Could this new Tristan be the one to finally mend her broken heart? Imagine the drama of Jason returning to town just as Britt is crossing paths with a handsome newcomer. The emotional tug-of-war would be absolutely captivating. I can already picture the longing glances and the heartfelt conversations that could blossom from such a complicated situation. But hold your horses, because there is another very intriguing possibility floating around in the summer breeze. What if Tristan's romantic destiny is not tied to Britt at all, but rather to the fiery and headstrong Jocelyn Jacks? Eden McCoy has grown into such a phenomenal young actress, and Jocelyn is certainly never short on drama in her own life. She has that same fierce independence that her mother Carly has, and pairing her with a mysterious new man with potential WSB ties could create a whirlwind of excitement. A romance with Jocelyn would bring a completely different energy to Tristan's character, pulling him into the younger crowd's adventures and heartaches. It is a fascinating thought, and it just goes to show how many doors are wide open for this new character. I have to take a moment to just appreciate the incredible work of the writers who weave these beautiful tapestries for us every single day. Crafting a story that honors a legacy while pushing forward into new territory is no easy feat. Elizabeth Corte and Chris Van Etten truly understand the heartbeat of Port Charles. They know that we, the viewers, want to feel connected to the history of the show while still being surprised by fresh twists. Bringing in a character named Tristan to honor a beloved late actor, while simultaneously throwing him into the romantic orbits of established, strong women like Britt and Jocelyn, is just brilliant storytelling. It makes us feel respected as longtime fans, knowing that our memories of the past are cherished just as much by the creators as they are by us. There is just something so magical about summer storylines on daytime television. The days are longer, the weather is warmer, and the drama always seems to heat up, right along with the temperature outside. It takes me back to the days of sitting on the porch swing with a glass of lemonade, talking with my girlfriends about what happened on our shows that afternoon. We are heading into a season filled with endless possibilities, fresh faces, returning favorites, and heartfelt tributes. The writers have clearly poured a lot of love and thought into crafting a summer that honors the rich history of the show while giving us plenty of new reasons to gasp, cry, and cheer. It is a beautiful balance of the old and the new, and it is exactly why we keep coming back day after day, year after year. Sharing these stories with all of you makes the experience so much sweeter. We are like a big extended family that gathers around the television set to check in on our friends in Port Charles. We worry about them, we root for them, and we celebrate their triumphs. Knowing that we will all be watching together on Monday, July 13th, brings me such a profound sense of comfort and joy. I can only imagine the chatter and the predictions that will be flying around once Tristan finally speaks his first words and Jason gives that classic stoic nod of his. It is moments like these that remind me why I fell in love with these stories in the first place, and why the legacy of a show spanning 16,000 episodes is something truly extraordinary and worth celebrating with all our hearts. As we count down the days to this spectacular summer event, I find myself daydreaming about all the twists and turns that are waiting for us just around the bend. Will Tristan live up to the heroic legacy of his namesake? Will Jason's return shake the very foundations of the town? Will Britt find the true love she so desperately craves? Or will Jocelyn be the one to capture the newcomer's eye? We will just have to tune in and find out together. I am so incredibly excited for the debut of Tristan Roberts and Dean Geyer, and I hope you are feeling that same flutter of anticipation in your chest. Thank you so much for letting me share my thoughts and excitement with you today. Keep those smiles bright, stay tuned for the drama, and let us get ready for a summer in Port Charles that we will never, ever forget.